Hello there and welcome. I'm Coach Gary, president and founder of BusinessCoach.com. Today I'm going to share some insider strategies and secrets so that you can do business the easy way and the profitable way. But what I'm also ask you to do is to listen, learn, and execute. If you do that, I guarantee you're going to get results. So remember to stay all the way to the end of the video because we're going to offer you a free gift when we get to the end. Today I want to share with you how to maximize the selling price of your business with these 4 key steps. You know, recently I've been asked to do a lot of succession planning for my clients. They call me in and we articulate what the time frame and when they think they're going to want to put their business on the market and actually sell. In many cases, they sell to employees or a employee, or they have a buyer in mind. But oftentimes, when we go to set a price for their business and talk about the value, they give me a price that's absolutely ridiculous. And the reason why it's ridiculous is because it's based on their opinion of what they think their business is worth. And the first thing I want to share with you is that your opinion about what your business is worth has nothing to do with what the market will pay. What dictates the price of your business is profitability. That's the first thing that you want to focus on. You want to make sure that your P&L or your balance sheet show that you have a strong amount of profitability. And based on that profitability, that's what's going to drive traffic to your business. Now, we're doing this recording in January of 2023. And at this time, even though the economy is a bit shaking, there's a phenomenal demand for businesses. There's a lot of people that are looking to buy or absorb or pick up and purchase a business. And what they're looking for is what kind of profitability does that business provide for me? Now, let me give you a little secret about how you can look at that profitability. There's a couple ways you can look at it. Number one, you can look at it as the profit is the profit. So you can take your P&L and say, okay, this is what we're making, this is what we're earning. And usually businesses sell for about 3 to 5 times what they earn. Now, another way to look at that is if you, the owner, are taking out a big salary and a bonus program, and you maybe are taking your house payment or your car payment out of that bottom line profit, you can add that back in. If I buy your business, I'm not going to pay myself the same salary or have the same benefits that you are. So that actually goes back into the profitability of your business. So that's the first thing that we want to look at. The next thing we want to look at is that blue sky doesn't count. If you say, oh yeah, but next year and the following year, we're going to get all this growth in our business and we're going to have new clients and all these old clients are going to return and we had a bad year this year because of this or that. Buyers don't care about any of that. They're looking at what was the last 1 or 2 or 3 years worth of profitability that you had in your business, and that's what they're going to look at. Now, what you can also do, if we go to step number 3, you can have a professional appraiser come out and appraise your business and tell you what your business is worth. Now, the good news is that they usually are pretty accurate and they usually give you a market conditions. In this market, at this price, you should be able to sell your business within 3 or 6 months or some time frame. That's the good news. The bad news is they're very, very expensive. They do lots of research and they have to go to a lot of different market strategies and use a lot of different formulas to determine what they think your business is worth. So what are shortcuts to get around that? I'm glad you asked. Here's some shortcuts that you can use to get around that. You can call a business broker and say, I'm thinking about selling my business. What is it worth? And usually, either for a small price or sometimes for free, they'll evaluate your business and give you a ballpark of what the business should sell for. And if you list it with them, you pay them on a commission basis. So they don't charge anything to give you a ballpark appraisal, but the assumption is that if you sell your business, you're going to list it with them. Another way of evaluating your business is you can go to your accountant, your CPA, somebody who is intimately familiar with your business, and oftentimes they're familiar with valuation, values of business, just like yours, and they'll give you a ballpark of what they think your business should sell for, or they can make some phone calls and they can make inquiries and they can look into what might a business of this type be selling for in a market such as this, in a time such as this. And then finally, you can go to somebody like me, a business coach, and a business coach may, if they're sharp, and most of them aren't, be real straightforward with you here, a business coach could, if they have a good finger on the pulse of the market and if they have a lot of clients that they've worked with. In my case, I'm fortunate to have done that. A lot of my clients have sold their business or they've had their business evaluated, and I'm privy to that information, and I have some attorneys and some brokers and some people I can call to get ballpark evaluations for businesses to give people an idea of what their business might be worth. Okay, now all that being said, I want to share a little story with you that happened to me just recently, and it's an accurate story, it's a true story, and it shows you how people can not really know what their business is worth and be way off. In this case, they're way off on a conservative basis. Usually people are way off and they over-evaluate their business. These two gentlemen under-evaluated their business and they didn't know. One of my clients, whom I've been working with for about a year, we decided to have a 2-day meeting and walk all the way through their business and take a look at what's working, what's not working, what's missing, and what's next, and formulate a plan going forward for the next 12 months in their business. One of the partners said to me during the early parts of this meeting, he said to me, if we can evaluate this business, that we can walk away with $5 million out of our business, we would put it on the market and sell it. And I said, okay, good, that's good to know. So we spent the rest of that day and the next day evaluating their business and their model and their strategy and their action plan for the next 12 months and so on and so forth. And in the midst of that, they just happened to slightly mention, well, we own one of the buildings in our business. We have 5 different buildings that we warehouse our merchandise in, and one of them came up for sale and we purchased the business a few years ago. And as it turns out, the market went crazy and we have about $500,000 worth of equity in the building. So right off the bat, I knew that they had $500,000 worth of equity in their business already because they owned one building. Well, as it turned out, I started to talk to their CPA and I started to look at their financials, and we went into the depths of their financials in their plan for this next upcoming 12 months that we were putting together the plan for. And I started noticing that they were bringing 10% profit to the bottom line in their business. And when I did the math and I started to look at 3 to 5 years worth of profitability in the business would give us an evaluation, a ballpark evaluation of what the business was worth. Come to find out, their business was worth about $10 million plus the $500,000 equity they had in the property that they owned, in the warehouse that was theirs. So you see, this is a very important topic for all of us as business owners to know exactly what our business is worth, and if we decide to sell it, to make sure that we talk to 2 or 3 different professionals to get an evaluation, to get an idea of what our business might be worth, and again, to look at the bottom line profits and to make sure that any other equipment or other assets that we have in the business are evaluated appropriately so we know exactly what our business is worth. And if that's what you want to do, then you better take the appropriate steps to make sure that you're accurate, because I've seen people sell their business for way below what they could have gotten on the open market because they knew somebody and they offered them the business at that price. And again, like my 2 clients that I just talked about, they were going to retire or sell their business when it was worth $5 million, and come to find out in a quick appraisal of their business, I told them, I think your business is worth $10 million. a lot more than what you thought it was worth. And as it turns out, after they sold the building that they owned, once it was in escrow, they had a couple of other people tell them that they thought that their business, based on their income statement, their business was worth about $10 million. So I was ballpark correct. But the one thing we do know for sure, it was worth a lot more than $5 million. And that put them on a different trajectory, a different succession plan than the one that they had going into the meeting that we worked on together. If you like what you heard today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the like button.